What's going on, guys? Rob A here, back with more Jurassic World toys from Mattel. This time we are taking a look at the Action Attack Carnotaurus. And as you can see, it's a nice, solid sized figure. This figure retails for $19.99, and of course has the Action Attack as listed on the package here. Chomp Action. If you want to find this for yourself, I will show you guys the UPC, and you can pause the video or whatever you want to do and just type that into your inventory checker of choice. But this guy seems to be pretty well stocked around the area. I've seen him in several different stores now, or I've seen her in several different stores now. So of course you do have the Action Attack here. This big button on the back, but it's not very nicely integrated into the back of the dinosaur, so that's pretty cool. And of course you can do that and get the chomping action. Look like you got some posability in the forelimbs and the tail and legs as well, so that's pretty cool. Flipping onto the back of the package, you can see you've got massive chomping action. Once again, it tells you this is indeed a Carnotaurus, and you can see the Action Attack figure line here. You've got a Triceratops, which is, what is that? Is that an Action Attack, or is that a Roarivore? I'm confused now. I'm 24. No, okay. Alright, so these are not all Action Attacks. So this Stegosaurus is the Action Attack, and the Triceratops and the Baryonyx are the Roarivores, but it doesn't say that anywhere here, so it was a little confusing. I got caught off guard, like maybe there was another Triceratops, especially because this one looks kind of different from the one that I actually picked up. But anyway, you can also integrate this with your Jurassic World Facts app, which we'll check out once we get this girl out of the package. And then that's pretty much all there is to it. And we're just going to go ahead and get her open, and we're going to check her out right now. Alright guys, so here we have the Carnotaurus out of the package, and she is pretty nice looking. So we do have a few points of articulation here, and we'll go over those really quickly. We've got the little forelimbs here, which basically just kind of swivel back and forth, which is probably appropriate. You're not getting much out of these to begin with, but they're so creepy. They're like little hands, little people hands. Ugh. So you got that going on. You do have some posability in the legs. It can go out a little bit from the hips, as well as turning a good distance around, actually. So you can get those all the way like that. And they do have soft locking points, which kind of tell you where they most naturally will rest for the standing position. So that's a really nice touch as well. You can actually twist the feet if you want to try and help get a little bit more stability out of that also. The tail is ball jointed, so you can get some nice movement there. See that tail? The tip of the tail is a softer plastic. They do have a break here. It's very hard to see in person or on camera, but it is there. And of course we have the head and neck articulation. They really only go up and down due to the gimmick, but you can get some really nice subtle poses out of that, although it doesn't hold the poses, unfortunately. But really nice work as always from Mattel, with the inside of the mouth using several different colored plastics and different varieties of gloss, which really help to kind of get across the mouth of like a living animal. And unfortunately my copy is a little bit busted in the mouth area. They only had 2 copies at the store that I went to, and one was this one, which I picked up, and the other one actually had this side of the neck without paint or any of the paint or printing, which was really weird, so I ended up with this one. So it may be a little janky, but you know, I'd rather have a Carnotaurus than no Carnotaurus, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the button on the back like I said, she can stand just fine once you get those legs in the happy position. So we do have the button back here that does control the snapping jaws, and you can get that really nice and slow, and then chomp those jaws, or you can have it snapping and roaring. You don't have to go all the way down and get that snap to happen. So that's really nice that they added that. I would have appreciated, as always, if there were maybe some manual locking positions that you could have. Like maybe you can move the mouth and it would stay open, but once you press the button, it would all kind of jam together. But I understand there might be a little more than they wanted to put into a $20 figure, so that's fine. This is what we get, and it's pretty cool. It's a nice Carnotaurus. Like, I never really appreciated Carnotaurus. Like, I remember they had the Carnotaur as the big bad guy in that Disney dinosaur movie, and that was kind of cool. But other than that, Carnotaur never really did anything for me. But this is kind of like it's kind of nice to have like a physical version that you can actually mess around with, because it makes you appreciate the actual animal a little bit more, I feel. But man, those arms, they just disappear, don't they? They just got this big body and a head with some legs sticking out of it, and that's pretty much what Tyrannosaurus was. But anyway, you got this guy. We can bring our Gallimimus in here, and then we can bring the Carnotaur. And all right. Well, maybe not. We'll try this again. We'll try it again. Oh. Okay. You can get a little head bob there without the mouth opening if you don't let it go all the way back up. Whoop, missed again. It's hard to do on a camera, so we're just gonna go ahead and just say we'll eat it off camera. This is what's happening. So with the tail articulation and the leg articulation and the head gimmick, which is fine, it actually is pretty cool, pretty okay. Now, this dinosaur is meant to scale with 3 3/4 inch human figures, of which I still don't have any. So all I have here is really old school Secret Wars Spider-Man. This guy is taller than 3 3/4 inches. He's like 4.5 inches. But I figure, it's fairly similar in size. At least it's the closest of anything that I own currently in my immediate area, to kind of get an idea of size, scale, what have you. So there he is with Spider-Man. Hopefully I'll be able to get one of the human figures someday. And in the meantime, we'll also pull Carnotaurus up a little closer, and then we'll put her with our Extreme Chompin' Rex, so you guys can get an idea of the size there. And Carnotaurus is rather large in relation to the Extreme Chompin' Rex. So I think the Thrash and Throw Rex is probably more along the lines of in scale with the Carnotaur, but they still look pretty okay together. And you can kind of you can recreate your favorite scenes from the trailer, and get all that going. Jurassic World. So pretty neat. Yeah, this is a very, very nice figure, especially for $20. Like $20 is usually the threshold where you're like, I don't know, it's a little too much if it's over. But like just right around the $20 mark, you're like, yeah, I could totally drop a 20 on this guy, and it really is totally worth it. You get some nice articulation, you get a decent gimmick, you get a very, very nicely sculpted dinosaur, might I add. Look at that sculpting, man. That's really, really nice. Look at all the bumps and everything, all the armor plates in under the skin and all that stuff. That tail. super armored up. And of course, you get the code on the back, the DNA code. And we'll just show that off so you can get your phone out or whatever and scan that. So there's that right there. And yeah, it's a really nice figure for the price. And it's just a good deal overall. Very nice sculpting. Interesting gimmick, if not, you know, a little... I'd rather have articulation personally, but I can totally understand where they were coming with. And they did add an extra articulation in the tail and in the feet and stuff like that to kind of compensate for that. So, yeah, really, really nicely done overall. Good on you, Mattel. Nice work. Keep them coming. So, that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. It really helps me out. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with more Jurassic World toys very soon, so stick around. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.